So today on the Lillian McDermott radio show Classroom, we are going to learn about the decisions we make. The decisions we make have consequences. Sometimes they're great consequences, and other times not so good consequences. And so it's important that when we make a decision that we think out what the consequences are, but there could have ripples. So today we have Rebecca Black and Kelli Bono, co-founders of Keep Me Safe Organics. And so put on your seatbelt because we are going to learn and grow together. So it's time to dance, guys. Here we go.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here. Right here, and when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who have been tuning in to the Lillian McDermott radio show / classroom since 2011, or maybe just came on the first time yesterday, welcome back. But if this is the first time that you've received notification or you stumbled upon the show or podcast or YouTube video, please know I've been waiting for you. Welcome. And this is a safe place where you can turn to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friends live on Facebook at Lillian's radio show, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. And so this is how I start most every show I've ever done. Now it's a classroom, but back then it was a show. It was all about having conversations and learning together. And but now it's like, wow, we have learned a lot. So today we're going to be talking about consequences, decisions that we make. And so when we make a decision, we may never know the ripple effect that it has. And so, we have this idea of what we think it is, or maybe we make an impulsive decision, and then later on we see the ripple effect that has. So it goes beyond our imagination at times. It goes beyond what we planned. And so today I asked Rebecca Black, which we have been able to, for the last year, we've been having conversations and learning from Rebecca. And one time, I think Kelli Bono was able to join us. But Kelli and Rebecca are co-founders of Keep Me Safe Organics. And I'm sure that when they decided to start this company, this wonderful, radiant organization group, I would say, family, they sat down and made some decisions too. And I'm sure that a year or two later, they're seeing some of the effects of these decisions. So I know that, at least from the time that I've had with Rebecca and Kelli and meeting the beautiful women at Keep Me Safe Organics, that they are not only making us feel beautiful, but they chose ingredients that were toxin-free. They were choosing non-synthetic products, non-GMO, safety with bunnies, so that bunny group that's humane, so no cruelty to animals. There's so many different decisions that they made. but how have those decisions affected them, as well as Keep Me Safe Organics, as well as all of us worldwide? And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful to Rebecca Black and Kelli Bono for coming on to share how they were able to make these decisions and why. So welcome, ladies, to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show /Classroom.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
Kelly's just so quiet over there. I'm not used to that.
No, I don't have to be.
I know, because you exude. So I wanted to start with Kelli today, because Rebecca, you've been on for such a long time. We all know you. We've learned some tips and tricks and all the things that and have been educated with all the different the chemicals that are used. But I would like for Kelli to start and share her story about what made her want to start Keep Me Safe Organic. So let's start with Kelli today.
Okay, so just to give you a little bit of the backstory, my father passed away of cancer about 10 years ago, and that really opened my eyes to the ever searching question, why do some people get sick and others don't? And why did my dad, and if you know my family history, cancer is all over that family tree. Yeah. And so it's like, what is this? Why is it that others can have, a horrible diet, smoke all the time, like just have really bad habits, and yet they live till they're 90. But yet here, in my family history, there's disease, there's cancer. People die of cancer. Mom's mom died of cancer. My mom's dad died of cancer. My dad died of cancer. I mean, it's on both sides, just like screaming at me. And I remember when my dad died, because it was a big piece of the puzzle that just literally got cut in half, to now just have a mom without a dad, it just feels like kind of like you're not whole, you know what I mean? Like the piece of the pie just literally got cut in half. Yeah. And it just set me on a question of, why do some people get sick and why do others don't? And what really causes disease? And I literally, for 4 or 5 years, I started getting into the chemicals, but still never had the question answered, why, right? That was my big thing, is why, right? And one time I was sitting with a nutritional guru. I mean, he was just like amazing. And he just said, Kelli, it's very simple. It's like simple math. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how is disease simple math? My dad died. Like, how is this simple? Like, please, this is the most complicated question I've ever heard, like I've ever asked the question to. And, when you ask better questions, you get better answers. And so he just said, Kelli, it's simple. More chemicals come in through the body, through what we eat, what we put on our skin, what we breathe. More chemicals come into the body than the body can safely eliminate. Mm-hmm. Disease will shortly follow. Yes. My mind got blown, because here it was. And he said, and the one thing that we don't know, that's A plus B equals C, right? More chemicals in than the body can safely eliminate. Disease will shortly follow. Correct. And he said, here's the question mark. I don't know your number that you can safely eliminate. You don't know my number. I don't know Lillian's number. I don't know Rebecca's number. That's the missing question mark. So for some people, they might be able to safely eliminate thousands and thousands of chemicals. So then that way, their bad habits don't catch up to them. Mm-hmm. But for others, someone else, they may only be able to eliminate a small amount of chemicals. So then they have to keep the chemical overload to a minimal. And so that's really kind of what started the journey. That's really kind of what radically changed my life. I was with a company that had a lot of chemicals. My dad died. That company went out of business. I started with a new company that had less chemicals. And then as I started on the search, I really found out and dug in that they had some phthalate-free fragrances, but they still had a lot of phthalates in them. So that really wasn't the direction I wanted to move in. And then all of a sudden, it was like I just had a dream one night. God said I was supposed to open up a company called Keep Me Safe Organics, and it was to really help women in business and in safe, effective products. And I didn't know what to do with it. I sat on it for like months. I didn't really tell anybody, because I was like, the fear and just not really knowing. And I just really said, okay, I'm not going to really reach out. And I just kind of like put it back in God's court. Like, if people start to call me, I'll share, what's going on, because I knew I wanted to partner with Rebecca. There's another girl, Kelli, I wanted to partner with. And I just, as they call me, I will share, but I'm not going to just race to call them, because I'm not sure what to do with this. And it really felt bigger than me. I've never ran a company at that time. I never been in business for myself. I always partnered with companies where I was able to run a race, but for pennies on the dollar and not have to do the big investment. And so that was like the only world I knew. I knew how to really, motivate women, but not in the ownership role. So it was definitely life-changing for me. So that was kind of really how we came to be. And then that question, just, really getting safe, effective products in the hands, and truly safe, where we fragrance with essential oils. We don't use, amazing, safe, so safe. We think we're safe, but we're really not safe fragrances. You know what I mean? That are kind of questionable. That's really not the mission at all. It's really safe with essential oils. So
yes. And so prior to you being part of companies, I remember you sharing a story, and I think eventually we will get that story, but it was your condition, your emotional condition prior to you starting being a part of businesses. So I want to maybe hold that and bring Rebecca in as well to kind of bring her side of the story of when you two. So thank you, Kelli, that, your energy and your enthusiasm is felt through the airways. And I just always, in your presence, always am in awe of how you are intuitive and you're constantly in motion with that intuition. Rebecca, you were drawn to that intuition. And so what was your side of wanting to work with Kelli and with her vision?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And, my background came from being in the salon industry. And while cancer doesn't really run in my family like it does with Kelli, what I did notice was that almost every single one of my young female clients were having trouble conceiving, and that they were getting these rare forms of cancers. And most of them were being diagnosed under the age of 30. And so for me, the eternal researcher and product developer at heart, I was like, why is this happening? Is there something I'm doing that I can help? Is there some research that I can do just to give them information? And the first thing I knew was, being from Alabama, a lot of times we only ate our own vegetables. So going to the store to buy vegetables was something that we didn't really do. They came from, our friends down the street that had another farm. They grew peas, we grew corn. And, it was just kind of that thing, very, very ethereal, very organic. But we didn't even know that it was organic back then. And so in the salon industry, I knew that there was some correlation between what we were eating. I just didn't realize at that time that our skin had something to do with it. And as soon as I made the correlation that it's not only what you put in, but it's what you put on, I ventured into the world of product development. And there was a beverage line that I created long before I ever created anything for Keep Me Safe. And so when Kelli called me and she approached me, she was like, I had this dream, I have this vision, I don't know how to make products, was essentially the kind of thing. And I was like, I've got you, girl. If I can't make it, I will find somebody who will make it, and they'll make it to the standards of the European nations, because the European nations are really way, 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 way far ahead of us. And so
can you share a little bit more about that when it comes to, and by the way, for those of you who are watching, and I'm just going to keep it to the people who are watching, not the podcast or YouTube. I want to encourage all of you to watch us live if you can. If not, once in a while we'll give away for YouTube and podcasts. But Kelli, what are we giving away today for people who are watching?
Woo, woo, what do we want to give away today?
No, Kelli, Rebecca, because Rebecca and I'm looking at Rebecca, I'm thinking, Kelli just came out of my mouth. Okay.
No, that is A-okay. So I'm so excited that we are going to be giving away 3 of our hydrating body lotions that make your skin feel like silk, but they're not super greasy, and they're very fast absorbing as well. So It like feels like liquid silk on the skin. You're going to love it. So who are we going to give it away to, Lillian?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go through instant message. So I am me at Lillian's radio show on Facebook. So, and that's for those of you who I say Lillian's radio show too fast. So it's Lillians as in Sam radio show, Lillian's radio show. What is it? Colon? No, not colon.
Asterisk.
No.
No. Apostrophe.
Hey, it's part of the brain fog that I'm experiencing here. But so no apostrophe. So it's Lillian's radio show, Facebook Live. So let's do the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th. So the 3rd person to send me, no, you know what? I'm going to do the 1st. Okay, so just do it now.
Like it.
First person, and the 3rd person and the 6th person will get 1. So we'll have 3 people get 1. And it is great. I love all the products. I'm even washing my dishes with Keep Me Safe Organics. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did want to start the excitement. So, hey, Robert, if you can post it on there that the 1st person, the 3rd person, the 6th. So the 1st is urgency. 3rd is a second chance. And the 6th is like, whoa, let's keep going. Let's keep trying until I get it. Okay. So that's instant message me at Lillian's radio show. Now, Rebecca, we stopped at the fact that you wanted to create some products and that you knew how to do this or find somebody to do it.
Yes. And so like I was always taught growing up, and I think it has served me so well in every business venture I've ever taken on, is to never, ever, ever do a halfway job. Don't do a halfway job. Don't compromise your standards. And if you can't do it right, then don't do it at all. Don't volunteer to do it at all. So it was a really kind of a big feat making sure we're sourcing all ingredients that are good or products that may already be made that are good, and then creating products with the purest ingredients and making sure that there's no cross-contamination in the ingredients. Like there was one organic lavender essential oil that we brought in, and when I asked for some documentation on their extraction method, they were using formaldehyde in it. And I was like, I'm so sorry, we can't do it, but it's still certified organic, but they used formaldehyde in the extraction method. So, you know, I knew that I couldn't do a halfway job in creating our stuff. And so it's like,
how did you know that?
How? Because I'm on the manufacturing side. Once you switch on to like where you're actually making the products and you begin making your own essential oils, your own hydrosols, your own calendula oils and stuff like that, you really are like, well, whoa, how come mine doesn't look like this? And then you start kind of asking questions, and then you find out it doesn't look like that because you're using pure methodology and getting those beautiful ingredients and the bioflavonoids out, whereas not everybody will manufacture to your same standards.
Wow. So even if it says organic, we don't know the processing, which we just found out. I just found out that aminos, Bragg's Aminos has not a good way of processing their products. So I'm in the process of researching it, and I've just put it back on the shelf because that's something that I would use for preparing my foods. So it's so important. So that's great awareness, Rebecca. So as you were learning this, you need to become even more of a detective.
Yes. And like I say, I think anybody who knows me very well, sometimes I come across as very intense, but it's because I really don't ever do a halfway job with anything that I really do take on. And so I transpose that into the business world, into the salon, into the product development world, and into Keep Me Safe. You have to make sure that what you're doing is not only safe for you, but it's safe for others to the very best of your ability. And it's something that we take very seriously at Keep Me Safe, because it's not just me who could potentially be harmed. It's countless other households, countless other little ones that across the United States that may be exposed to something. And if I didn't do my due diligence to the very best of my ability at that time, then it's not just me on the line. I'm compromising other people's health and safety. And that is just not a chance that I'm willing to take.
Very good. Very good. And Kelli, you knew Rebecca would be that person, right? That would help you make sure that the ingredients and the integrity of the product, sounds like to me, would be pristine.
Listen, let me just tell you, Rebecca is the real life Nancy Drew. That's what we call her. She is Nancy Drew. She will get to the bottom of anything. I have loved working beside her. Let me just tell you, because business that wasn't my dad was a business owner, but that was just not my realm that I was comfortable in. And let me just tell you, this girl takes things on, things that are overwhelming. Let me just tell you, when you have advocates in all 50 states, you have to register for taxes in all 50 states. And this girl just opens mail like it's nothing. She registers. I mean, things that literally would take me 10 years to even think about doing. She just goes straight for Mount Everest and she just climbs that thing and she just tackles it. And so she really is extraordinary. I think in life, if you can find your Rebecca Black and partner with her, you've found gold, right? You have found gold. Because she is so brilliant. Her mind works in such a great way. She has a photographic memory. There's not very many people on the planet like that, right? I know sometimes when things get overwhelming and when you're running a multi-level business like this and 1,000 moving parts, it is so easy to kind of get, sidetracked. And Rebecca is very good about keeping this all compartmentalized, I went to the bank the other day and I'm like, do you have this and this and this? And Rebecca's already got things set up that's just so brilliant where we know exactly what's coming out of each fund and where the money allocates. It's just beautiful. And it's very rare to find that. So she's not only just great at products, she's just great at running businesses too. So I just can't give my hats off to her enough.
Wonderful. And Rebecca, I'm sure that Kelli brought something to the table for you to want to go into business with her. Would you like to share a little bit of what you were looking for that ripple effect in your life?
Yes. So like I say, my background was in the salon industry. And then before that, the corporate industry. So I was always right there just prospering where I was planted. And I was helping as many people as I knew how to. And what Kelli brought to the table was the business model that we ultimately ended up going with, where you're able to share that on a much larger scale. And like she said at the beginning, she was amazing at running with someone else's business. And I wasn't so good at running with someone else's business. I was good at running with my business. I've been very successful in business. So I was good at doing it for me and for my clients, but I didn't know how to expand it into the world of network marketing, like the business model that we chose. And so that really is why it was a match made in heaven. She could run with someone else's business. She just needed the systems, the automation, the vision of how to actually make the business itself run, which I brought to the table. And then she brought to the table the networking side of it. So It really was like a little match made in heaven.
Okay. So let's talk about that decision that you guys made. How has that rippled? Now, I heard you say, Kelli, that you're in all 50 states. And I know that this Keep Me Safe Organics vision is worldwide. And I know that we have people from all over watching us today at Lillian's radio show on Facebook Live. And will they be able to participate? Let's say, because I know that we have Yvonne. Yvonne is from Malaysia, for example. Like, would she be able to get the cream today in Malaysia? Or are you not set up there yet?
We're not set up. We have a vision of mastering the United States first and then expanding out. To take on any other countries, there's a lot of, and Rebecca kind of is the brains behind it, but you have to take on their laws, their infrastructure, their shipping department. I mean, there's just so many details into it. So the plan is yes, just not in the moment. So we're excited about that, but not yes.
So when you started with we're going to do the direct marketing or direct sales, was that like it had to be that way, Kelli? Did you feel that had to be that way?
Well, okay. So for my background, I came from kind of like when I married my husband, we lived off $1,800 a month. We were broke. And for what network marketing did for me is I got to buy in to $1 million company for pennies on the dollar. My kits were usually under $300 or $400 per company that I joined. And then I was able to take that small seed, right? Small seed, because I don't have the big seed invested. I just partnering with them in a small seed, small little investment. And I was able to turn 3 out of 4 of those investments into a 6-figure income where I was making over between $8,000 to $17,000, $20,000 per month.
Wow.
That's exciting. So when you come from nothing, it automatically means, different lifestyle. Kids are now in private school, things that weren't even in the realm of possibility. So for me, the heart was, I saw that here, somebody like me that does not have 2 pennies to rub together, right? That I really don't have the seed money. I didn't even really have the seed money to invest in my first one. And I wound up getting that kit for free through Hostess Rewards. I think because it changed my destiny and it changed my stars. It literally changed our financial blueprint. It changed who we are on the planet. It changed the food we are eating. When you can't make your ends meet, when you can't put food on the table, you don't care about healthy food. You just care about food, right? It's no longer about, you're in survival mode. And so for what it did for me was it took me out of poverty and it just gave us more opportunity. And I have such a passion to really have women experience that same feeling, because I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to be desperate. I know what it's like to go into Walmart and want to steal something because there's just nothing in the debit card. And I just know that feeling, and I don't want anyone else to struggle. So I always have a saying, if you have a big enough why and you have a dream, you can make it happen. And I really believe this is such a vehicle to do it because it's such small seed money. We're not asking anyone to take a huge risk. It's a very small risk for a huge ROI. Return on investment. And so that is the mission. That's the passion. And seeing that, it's happened 3 different times with 3 different companies, I was like, oh my gosh, we just got to give this opportunity to women. So for me, this was the vehicle because I know and I'm connected to it and I love it because I know what it did for my family. And so I want that for other women.
Very good. Very good. And for you, Rebecca, so was that like the first time you had ever dealt with direct sales and you're going, I don't know about this, or did you just completely trust it that it makes sense?
No, I actually had some experience with the network marketing industry. And I kind of put my trust in Kelli with that because I knew that she had a very clear vision as to exactly how she wanted to build the company. And so I did trust that. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about deciding who you partner with. You have to find somebody who has a set of strengths and skills that you don't have. Like, we're both polar opposites when it comes to how we do almost anything. But if you don't partner with someone who has skills that you don't have, you're always going to be missing those skills and you need them. And so I did put the trust in Kelli that this is what we're going to do. I will make sure I take care of the back end side of things. And that is what I've done. So we both stay in our lane when it comes to building Keep Me Safe. She stays into the network marketing lane, building it as that type of company. And then all the infrastructure that it takes, all of the product development that it takes, all the back end side of that, that's my wheelhouse. That's what I'm amazing at. And so we really just kind of like hot dog off each other with that.
Isn't that wonderful that you guys sat down? You see, this is what I talk about and how we can take ownership. This is my talent and this is your talent. Instead of me making you feel bad that your talent isn't my talent, you guys celebrate one another and say, I'm going to defer to you when it comes to this. You need to defer to me when it comes to this. Can you imagine what marriages would be like if we figured that out? Can you imagine what relationships, friendships, work, like you guys are doing? Anybody care to add to that?
Lillian, it is a marriage, and I love Rebecca as a business partner. And I wish that my husband and I had the relationship that Rebecca and I have because it's so honest. It's like, here's what you're good at, right? You try to tell a man what he's good at and what he's not good at. It's like, I don't want to hear it, babe, So I love the fact that we are able to do that, because I think that's part of the reason we are successful. And I'm just going to brag on Rebecca just a little bit, because I think this is so powerful. We are a debt-free company. That
was one of the things I wanted to bring up. Good.
That is huge. We are a debt-free company. We also have done over $1 million in retail sales. That is huge, right? To be in business for a little over 2 years. We've paid out, Rebecca will probably know the number more, but we've paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions. We've given away hundreds of thousands of dollars in free product with our Hostess Rewards. We also give money to the Million Makeover movement because we want laws changed. When you think about the passion to that, super, 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 super exciting. So, oh my gosh, let me just tell you, that's
yeah, that was one of the things that, I follow Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey has been, I've been able to interview Dave Ramsey, and he says, debt is dumb and cash is king. And so with that in mind, Rebecca, that was a value that you brought to this. Would you like to elaborate how that ripple effect has been able to help keep me safe? And for us consumers, you guys being debt-free, how has it benefited us?
Yes. Okay. So it's super important, because just like in your personal finances at home, your finances in your business really aren't any different. Everything has a profitability formula, and everything has to run on a margin. And I think that's the part that a lot of people, they start getting into the sales and they're like, oh, there's $1,000 in the bank, so I can spend it all. Whereas whenever you start doing your entertainment budget on a 10% margin, only 10% of that money is available for your entertainment budget.
Yeah.
And because I've been so over making sure that Keep Me Safe has operated within our margins, there have been times where one thing is way over margin, but something else was way under margin, like our cost of goods to reorder all of our products. If we hold off on placing an order for 30 days, then we were able to overcome the deficit in the salary and overhead portion of the company. And so really making sure that whatever business it is that you decide to run in, make sure that everything operates within a margin, because you will lose in any business, any personal finances or anything, if you do not keep it within the budget.
Yes. And, and it's interesting because you and I, Rebecca, last month, we talked about how, and Kelly just mentioned it, how the people who are listening today or watch this later on, how they too can be a part of this. And the investment that you guys made, like you said, okay, for X amount of dollars, they're going to get 10 times the product so that they can start. This generosity with Keep Me Safe Organics is contagious. And so let's talk about the package. Kelly, you said that you wanted people to buy in and get out of poverty, to be able to have that extra income. Before you got into direct sales and network marketing, you said that you contemplated stealing from Walmart to feed your family. Mm-hmm. But before that, your spirit was just like, you as an individual were going through a very desert time, you had forgotten who you were. Mm-hmm. So that was part of this whole thing. So would you like to elaborate more about that?
Yeah. I grew up, with my parents, very loving home, and I never really experienced them fighting. It was like sunshine, rainbows. And then when I got married, because my parents never ever told me ever marry for money. I never heard that. That was never in the realm of any conversation. So when I married my husband, I remember my dad, it was like, you're done. And it was like, I was done. So all of a sudden, and my husband was so sweet. He's like, here's the debit card, but there was nothing on it. There was nothing on it. He's very generous, but there was just, he brought in for, a family of three, $1,800 a month. And to feed a family of three, that's really not a lot of income. I grew up never knowing that there was any services or any help like that. So that was not even in the realm of thinking. I don't even think at the time I even had a credit card. So everything was off the debit, right? Everything was off the debit. We didn't have it. We couldn't do it. We couldn't spend it. And I just remember being, having a dry season, was even putting it mildly. I just felt like I was in the desert with no water, with no help, with nothing around me to even like get me through. And I just remember every time family would come over, I was like hungry, you know, it was like, do you guys have any leftovers? Do you have any food? I mean, it was like, you know, and a part of myself that I had never experienced, right? Because I've never experienced, you know, when I was with my parents, it was like food was never an issue, right? We always had food. My dad was always, you know, taking us to lunch and to dinner, and, you know, I never struggled. And I really got to see the struggle. And my dad didn't make it easy. It wasn't like, oh, let me help you out. It was like, no, you made your bed. You've got to lie in it.
Yeah.
And there is no coming to us. Like, we love you. And so with my husband's family, they lived up the street. I was over there all the time. And I would ask for leftovers. It was like, do you have more food for tomorrow? Can we come over tomorrow night? I mean, it was such a desperate feeling. And I don't know if you've ever been in that place where you're literally hungry and you don't know where your next meal is coming from. It's a very scary place. And one that I think has caused the success today is I never, ever, ever want to go back there. So if it meant that I had to go and work 5 jobs, if I had to go work 10 jobs to feed my family, I will do whatever it takes. What Rebecca, you know, said about the standard, for me, there was a standard there that's like, I can never go back to that place, because at that place I was looking, and this is an aha that I'm just getting. At that place, I was looking for someone to save me. I wasn't looking for me to save myself. I was looking outside of me for someone, like, give me food, help me. That was my main thing. Help me, fix me, save me, let me get a diaper for my child, let me get this. And then now I'm at a place that gives me chills, where it's like, I'm a wealth creator, right? Like, I can go out and do it. I'm not looking to anybody else to give me my wealth. And that is such a powerful, one was a victim mentality.
Yep.
And now, yes, because I didn't realize I was it was like, and I really believed my circumstances, like there was no way out, right? There was no way out. And at the time, it was very simple, probably to somebody else. It's like, okay, yeah, you just need more income, go get a job, you know? I mean, very simple, but at the time it wasn't that simple. It was overwhelming, you know? And I had a sick child, and all that kind of complicated it and made it a little bit more depressing. But today it's like, oh my gosh, there is opportunity everywhere. So I feel like the skill set has changed in the mind, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, so I do want to, because I got a question about our products. I mean, we've talked about for gosh, over a year now, Rebecca. You and I have talked about how to camouflage our flaws and how to radiate and be just absolutely beautiful, but safe with the toxins and the chemicals and the cleansers. But let's talk about how you guys decided which products you were going to bring to Keep Me Safe Organics and which ones you were going to stay away from. Like you and I, Rebecca, have talked about mascara and how you're still trying to figure out how to bring mascara that's synthetic free.
Yes. And so the struggle is real on that one, Lillian. The struggle is real. But how we decided what we're going to bring in and what we're not going to bring in, like fragrance, like that's a very simple thing. You know, just like Kelly said, if we can't scent it with essential oils, then we don't want to be able to scent it. We will have unscented and
now we found out that they have to be fabricated properly.
Yes. Yep. The proper extraction method.
Yeah.
So that's your little science lesson for the day.
Yeah.
Learning how your essential oils are extracted. And so we really wanted it to be a total home approach. I didn't want it to just be beauty products, because there's some people who aren't interested in beauty products.
Yeah.
But my passion for 1 million households across the United States to change one thing, just one, that they use in their household on a daily basis was paramount. And so I really wanted to make sure that we didn't just stick with one lane in that we did a little bit and then built upon the little bit. So you have Keep Me Safe Home, where we have the foaming hand soap and the dish soap that you mentioned, which leaves your hands feeling like silk and it smells amazing. That sweet orange essential oil is amazing. But we also have our makeup, we have our skincare, we have body bars that you can actually wash yourself with. You can actually shave with them too, because they have a beautiful lather on them.
Yeah.
And they leave your skin feeling so good too. Our bath soaks. So that's kind of how we decided. We're like, we don't want to just kind of like stick with one lane. We want it to be like a total home, total body approach. And so that is our vision with Keep Me Safe, is to keep growing it, to add another product that you can use in a different form and not just stick with one lane of product.
Yes. And so all the makeup I wear is Keep Me Safe Organics. And I also wear the lip balms, which I used to wear, and I sometimes still do, the one that's like the 24 hours that stays on because you don't want to take the time to, but you could still, put on clear over it so that you can minimize the exposure. So there's so many different ways, and all of my makeup that I have on today is Keep Me Safe Organics. And I absolutely love it. Even my liners I've used, the brushes that you guys have. Every decision you guys have made, look at Kelly, she's like, yeah. Every decision you guys have made, even from the brushes that are vegan brushes. I have brushes that are all natural bristles that have been sitting there for now a year that I've been using Keep Me Safe Organics. And I'm thinking, your brushes are just absolutely phenomenal. And they're just sitting there collecting dust. So everything. So for those of you who want to learn about contouring and razzle dazzling your eyes, after our classroom, we have like this, and that's how it started, the classroom setting. After the show that we would do on the radio, we would pause and then we would have a tutorial. So most of Rebecca Black's Keep Me Safe Organics classes have a tutorial at the end, right, Rebecca?
Yes, they do, because I love educating and showing women how easy it is to make your eyes pop. Because we see the pictures in magazines, and even the no makeup look still has makeup. Even our men news anchors that we see, they have on makeup too, okay? Because we want to have completely flawless skin. And it's my passion to show people how easy that is. You don't have to have a makeup artist license. You don't have to be a professional makeup artist either to get really beautiful natural results that may camouflage something that you are not necessarily comfortable with. And so I really love showing people how darn easy it is to get a beautiful yet natural makeup look. And there's hardly any makeup look you will ever see me in that takes me more than 5 minutes. I think if it takes you more than 5 minutes, just leave it in the store. Just nobody has time for that.
Yeah. Kelly, you want to add to anything that Rebecca just said about the makeup cleanser?
Rebecca is amazing with the makeup. Yes. And that's something I've always been super, super, super natural, but Rebecca said was brilliant. I do have makeup on, right? But it looks very, 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 very natural. And so that is so powerful, because even the natural, and what people say to me all the time is like, your skin's so beautiful. And it does. It starts with good skincare. But when people start to try our makeup on, people are like, oh my God, now I know how you get that beautiful, flawless skin, look like you have no makeup on all the time, but yet they're like, I have it. Oh my God. So I love it when that is one of our biggest testimonials, is that the makeup just, now they have flawless skin and they look like they're wearing nothing. So I love that.
Was that an easy conversation to have? What products you were going to bring in, what ingredients, Rebecca, or did you take the lead on that one?
I just took the lead on that one. It's a no-brainer for me, because especially when it comes to like sun protection, we're in the sunshine state here. And the thing that I love about our minerals is that they actually form the physical block that does not sink into your skin and into your bloodstream for your sun protection. So you get full spectrum sun protection from the natural minerals, and you get an improved flawless finish. And so for me, that's a no-brainer. You're killing two birds with one stone. You're preventing aging, you're protecting against the harmful sun's rays, and you're camouflaging any unwanted skin issues that may be going on.
Yeah. I want, for those of you also that this is the first time you hear Rebecca and Kelly, you can go to whenyouneedafriend.com. And I haven't even said this, and I normally say this like 20 times by now. You can go at whenyouneedafriend.com, click onto the sponsors page that I always tell you to support, and click on Keep Me Safe Organics. Once you do that, And when you go there, or even if you go directly to Keep Me Safe Organics website, you can enter Lily10, and it's my gift to you to get 10% off your entire purchase. And so that is something that if people want to try this, you know, Kelly, what happens if they don't like the color, or if it's too much for them? If they're out of state and they don't have a representative nearby or an advocate nearby, and they're getting it through my website,
that's totally fine. If you don't have a color or something is a little bit off, we do free exchanges. We want to make you happy. We want raving fans. So don't ever worry about that. We will always make it right. We always we have raving fans. We have customers that love us. Also, I was going to say, you know, yes, the 10% is huge. And then also, if you find yourself, you know, in that position where you're needing or praying for an opportunity, please reach out and let us know, because we have the opportunity for you, girlfriend. We have the opportunity for you that maybe may change your life just like it changed mine. So we always want to hold that space open.
Yeah, the last time, Rebecca, it was actually a couple weeks ago, because of scheduling and everything that was happening. We got you in earlier as opposed to later. And we talked about how anybody could become an advocate, and it takes very little. Now, Kelly, I'm sure that with your passion of wanting people to grab opportunities and remove that victim mentality, that you know, I don't know how you agreed to set the pricing and what they would get. So let's talk about how much it costs to become an advocate and make this their own business, maybe a small side business for a little bit of mad money, or a life-changing, incredible income.
I love it. Okay, so we have multiple ways to win, but here's the thing. We just listen to this. It's going to blow your mind. So we have a summer sizzle kit that has all the body products in your 3-piece skincare set. I mean, it's got hundreds of dollars worth of value for $99. So you can join us for $99. And then a small monthly fee of $13 a month for your website. And I don't know of anywhere in the world that you can have a replicated website, an online shopping center for $13 a month, right? So that is just huge. Then there's also, we have another kit. So if you're really interested, that's more of our body kit, home kit. We have another kit if you're really into the makeup. And because this kit has to have every color foundation in it, it's got to have all the, you know, it's just got to have all the stuff in it. So that kit with your yearly website included. So this is a year cost. So there's no monthly breakout cost with this kit. So we included it. We wanted 2 separate options. We wanted a cheaper option to get in and then a monthly fee. And then this kit is $229 for the entire year. And that's pretty exciting too, when you think about it, that you can start a business for $229, have all the makeup, all the foundations, so you can color match people, and you can really say, oh, Lillian's this color and Rebecca's this color and I'm this color, and they're all different. And they're all full-size products. So there is, I would say, almost $600 worth of products into that 220 kit, and you get the website free for a year. And we also have a way that if you don't have income coming in, or you are literally at that place that I was at, you can always host a party and use your hostess rewards to go out and buy your kit. So that's kind of like neat. So that's how I first got into this business, is I used all my hostess rewards. I had friends over, I had a party. I used my rewards that I was going to get free products towards the business kit, and we offer that as well. So multiple ways to win.
Very good. Very good. And so part of what I wanted to share with you is they are affiliate sponsor of the show, of the classroom, and they are standing by the message of healthy and natural and responsibility and affordable. That was the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is affordability. The fact that if you're interested, we said this last time that Rebecca was with us, that whenever you become an advocate, now you are being a part of a family. And so if you want to become an advocate, or if you're interested in becoming an advocate, let me know. Send me an email, lily@whenyouneedafriend.com, or you can go directly to Rebecca or Kelly and start that. But it's about responsibility. And I also want to mention other sponsors that have taken a stand with me. We're talking Liberty Health Share. Go to libertyhealthshare.org. And I know, Rebecca, you got to meet the founder and co-founder of Liberty Health Share. And we have, of course, Keep Me Safe Organics to get 10% off your entire purchase. As long as you go through or enter Lily 10, you got that. First Alternative Care, which I am just so excited about. First Alternative Care. Can you imagine your entire household, family practice, all, like non-urgent family practice, dermatology, and 3 hours a year of behavioral health counseling. We're talking psychiatrists as well. That's all of that for your entire household. That would, I asked somebody, they said $1,000. I said, no, $45 a month. And so I'm trying to get as many people that want to do this, and trying to get groups, because the bigger the group, the lower it costs. But I want people they're changing the way healthcare is looked at. And if you're interested in that, just let me know. But you can click on that button on the sponsorship. Also, Dr. Stephen Grable, who was instrumental in helping me discover my journey with breast implant illness. And so I want to share with you, he's in Jacksonville, absolutely phenomenal, functional, integrative, holistic, MD. And we have the pharmacy in Merritt Island. Mention my name, you get 20% off your first order. And Live Longer Medical, that's come forth and said, we're taking a stand too, because we want people to feel good, not just on the outside, but on the inside, to go, hormonal. And we're going to be talking about that next week, I believe, with Lisa. And they're in India Atlantic. And so we're going to have a party there on August 15th. And I think that Rebecca and hopefully Kelly can join us as well. And also, if you want to become an enrolled student and you want to be helpful and be a part of the broadcast and take a stand with us, just register to become an enrolled student, and you can just help us out on a one-time basis or on a monthly basis, whatever it is that you would like to do. So many different ways to help each other. And like Kelly said, there's a lot of ways to go from victim to accountable and own your life as a responsible human being. And you know what, Kelly, I want to go back to your father. And I know that he's here with us in so many different ways. But what a great gift that he said, you get married, we're cutting you off. And they stuck to that. Has it been difficult at times for the two of you to stick to your decision because somebody else is doing it?
Yes. No. And, I think it was the ultimate gift, because I think I was always looking for, and I don't know if there's other people out there that, their parents took care of them, then they're maybe, in a marriage looking for someone else to take care of. And, there's this great saying that one of my leaders, so it was a cross-side leader, that said, he's like, if it's to be, it's up to me.
Yeah.
And I never, at first I was like, oh, that's a cool saying, but I really understand that now. Do you know what I mean? I understand if it's to be, it's up to me. And yes, with the blessing of God, you always want to pray and ask God to bless, because you don't want to work in vain.
And God is always blessing us. Always.
Yeah.
That is like not even, God is there. Yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah, I do think it was a gift that my dad gave me. It wasn't a gift at the time. I was like thinking like, what happened, but it was definitely a gift. And so sometimes that tough love, as tough as it is, because I know it was probably hard for him to see me suffer. It was hard probably for him to see his grandchild suffer. And there were things that I think they were trying to do behind the scenes, that made things a lot easier. But when you're in that state, there was food always there. He would just kind of drive by and show up with food sometimes, so I know that it was, as much as he was trying to do tough love, I know that there was a lot of love there, but it was just that feeling of not knowing where your next meal can come from. And that is a very scary place to be.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I don't want anyone in that place.
Absolutely. And Rebecca, I know we're for the podcast, we're like 2 minutes left. I know that there are products that you can bring onto Keep Me Safe Organics, again, that you sat together and decided what the parameters were, and they cannot be a part of unless something else is creative. How has that made you? Has that made you even more creative to come up with different ways?
It definitely has. I've always been a super creative person and always looking for the newest and the latest and greatest, and how can I do something different? So it really has stretched me in like the creative side of my brain to think, okay, if I can't do it this way, how can I get it done? And so I encourage anyone who has any type of little creative side or entrepreneurial spirit. If there's not an answer, go find one.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, so for those of you, I mentioned that I don't know if you have the lotion with you, and I don't have any of my lotions nearby, but the lotion is yours. Be the first, the third, or sixth to send me a private message, and Rebecca and Kelly will send it directly from Keep Me Safe Organics in Florida, women-owned, organic, certified, and the decisions that they've made have affected my life. So I want to thank the two of you. I want to thank the two of you for just always caring and loving us from afar through your products as well.
Love you.
So thank you, Kelly and Rebecca. But we're going to continue our conversation after we get off the podcast. We're going to have our private talk at Lillian's radio show on Facebook. Please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian, McDermott, Kelli Bono, Rebecca Black, wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever! We made it!
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Okay, remember,
Hey,
Rebecca, last week I said that I gave my daughter Ashley the whole kit and caboodle. I didn't give her the cleanser. I gave her some foundation. And by the way, my color is caramel, and most of the people in my inner circle are caramel or honey bun. So that's a requirement, apparently, to being a part of my inner circle is honey bun or caramel.
Yes.
So I asked her, I said, so how do you like the product? She hardly ever wears makeup. And she goes, I really like it. So, someone who wasn't using the products to just be able to use the cleansers, that's something good as well. So you can become an advocate. If your inner circle doesn't like to wear makeup, you can still become an advocate. What are the benefits of becoming an advocate, Rebecca?
All right. So the benefits of becoming an advocate are obviously you get your products at a discount and even for free sometimes. That's a huge bonus. And then you also make money whenever people buy from you. You're going into these women's homes, you're loving on these women, and you are making money while you're there. You're making a couple of $100s for a few hours of work. So, if you or anyone is looking to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, and you want to be outside of the home a couple of nights a month, I mean, this is a beautiful way to do that. It's a party atmosphere. It's fun. It's not stressful. It's girls loving on each other and women really pouring into each other as well. So not only do you get the personal discount on what your products, you get to help other people get free products. You get to make money while doing it. And it truly is a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Yeah. And the camaraderie. I want to talk to Kelly about the camaraderie and what it was like to receive a facial or a foot soak party, or let's talk about that, Kelly, because I love your story there.
Yes. Okay. So I was in the place of really desperation and no money and just alone. And if you've ever been there, you tend to push the world out. And I went into my first home party. I didn't even know that they existed, but I went into my first home party. My hair was a mess. I was like solely disheveled. I think I hadn't brushed my hair in 4 days. And I sat down and I put my feet in some warm foot soak, and the lady was handing these tickets out. And all of a sudden it was like soul food. It was like my soul needed that. And it was just like the best night of my life. And I remember feeling so isolated, walking into this house, not sure of who all was going to be there, and just being able to sit down, soak my feet, and then play games with the person to the right and to the left, and immediately felt connection.
Yes.
Game changer. And that really is what kind of started the journey. Is that was like, oh my gosh, I went from alone, no one cares, I can't afford to feed my family, to like sitting here, I couldn't afford a product, but sitting here in the room having fun, getting to pamper, getting to play, getting to do a facial, something that I hadn't had done in years, just felt amazing. It was just life-changing for me. And we want that for you.
Wonderful. And what about people, because I've noticed that there are many women that are introvert that you would think they would never want to do this. And Rebecca, I see you nodding your head. You know, I look at the word extrovert in the dictionary, and Kelly's picture is there. You know, she's highly extroverted, you know, very empathic, you know, needing, you feed from people. And I'm sure as an extrovert that I am, I'm also very shy. So I like my quiet time. I like my privacy. But when I'm like in a crowd, I have to be careful who's in the crowd, because it, you know, some people can bring you down too. So, but, you know, I can imagine, Kelly, if you were feeling isolated, or you were feeling that shame that many people feel because they're not making ends meet,
Yeah.
that being able to find yourself in that, being fed by not just the hold on a second. Can you hear that in the background? It happens once in a while. Right on cue. Okay. So what I'm saying is that people that are extrovert think, okay, or people that are introvert thinking, oh, this is great for an extrovert, but not for an introvert. Let's break that myth, Miss Rebecca.
Yes, and then I'll let you finish up with that, Kelly, because
okay.
I know that she has some really good insight on this as well.
Okay.
But I think all women, I think at if we're truly honest with ourselves, Lillian, myself included in this, there's been times where we've all felt that shame. We all felt like we didn't belong, and we've all walked into a room where we just didn't feel like we belong. And I think if we're honest in our heart of hearts, we've all felt that. And so I noticed, especially in the salon industry, that every woman who comes in, they are looking, every single one of us, we're looking for someone to take our hand. We're looking for someone to help us, make us feel beautiful, because we might be, our emotional love tank may be empty. Our spiritual love tank may be empty. And when you're able to pour that into someone and you're like, come here, girl, I got a lip balm for you. Or like, let me throw some curls in your hair. We're going to give you Friday night hair on a Monday night. And whenever you're really able to put yourself in that situation, and you're able to give that from a place whenever you don't even know that you really have it within yourself, it's truly a game changer. And so I know that Kelly also has some other things to add on that as well, but
Kelly,
just being that.
Yeah.
So Lillian, I loved what you said, but I think each and every one of us has an introvert inside, and we also have an extrovert.
Yes.
And it's the balance, right? Because it's like, at the end of the day, you know, we all, like, I can be introverted. Believe me, there's days where I'm like, I don't want to go live. I don't want to step up. I don't want to show up. Right? We all have that. So to say that, you know, we take on everything with like gusto, even this morning coming to this, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, overwhelmed, right? Like I overwhelm. But when you show up, you go up. And in life, if you want to stretch and grow, we don't just stay where we're comfortable, right? Have you ever seen that circle of comfortability? Oh, yeah. Like the magic happens outside. And so
Absolutely.
I encourage you.
Life begins outside our comfort zone. And not only that, and I've said this, and I've said this so many times. I've done shows or lessons in the classroom, and back then it was the show, but that of women who have been beaten and abused, and men too. But it was comfortable to stay in the relationship because what they knew. It was, you know, they hated their jobs, and they went to their jobs hating their jobs. And it was comfortable because they were concerned and fearful of, you know, their next paycheck, you know, what would it be? And so, you know, comfortable can kill us. You know, there are people who drink alcohol every night because they're comfortable and they want to numb out the pain. Comfortable can kill us too. So yes, it's nice to be comfortable, but outside the comfort zone is where life begins. Go ahead, Kelly.
And Lillian, this is what's so cool is really at Keep Me Safe, we encourage women. It's not about being perfect, right? It's not about being perfect. Come, have fun. It's really about the connection and being present in the moment over the products. The products are life-changing. The products are safe. They're going to radically change your life. And that's the mission. but it's also to connect and have fun. And let me just tell you, we have some of the funnest parties on the planet. We start woohooing and tickets go, and we start connecting, because at the end of the day, when we are connected, that is soul food. So as much as we can give you great products, which we do, and safe products and products that you can be proud of, we give you a sense of connection and belonging. And let me just tell you, even my introverts, when they start having parties, and they don't have to be perfect, and all of a sudden they can make a mistake, or they can have, it's like the one day a week or one party, a week, where they don't have to be everything perfect. There's no boss. There's nobody hanging out. It's just you having a party with your girlfriends, right? Or your hostess is now your new best friend, and you've met all this other people in your life, and your circle went from very small to very large. It's a great feeling, right? It's a great feeling when you're rubbing shoulders with people that you just met, that you love, and now your network has kind of just grown and grown, and you as a human being has grown and grown. And so I always just encourage people, it's not about perfection.
Yeah.
We're only one perfect person on the planet, and we crucified many, many years ago. And so we don't want to be perfect. We want to have fun, and we want to connect with each other. And when that comes first, everything else falls into place.
And a lot of introverts, they love that one-on-one connection. And when they are starting this, it might feel a little uncomfortable, but to have that one-on-one connection, to match a color, or to do, and I've shared this before. When I was 26 and I had my little 2 kids, I was a Mary Kay lady, and I loved going out there and just loving on women, and seeing their joy fed me. I didn't need someone to love on me, because that was what was feeding me, was me loving on people. And so I love the fact that I could get a discount, and I love the fact that, the product was great. Now, I look back and I look at Keep Me Safe Organics. We were at a party. I was at a party, and I was noticing like a lot of the men's makeup, like from their people they were hugging, and women, they had like makeup, and I'm like, not from me. This stuff doesn't wear off, and it just becomes part of my life. I wanted to go back and also acknowledge something that you said, Kelli, about that sense of belonging. Whether you're introvert or an extrovert, we all need that sense of belonging. And they've done studies, and that, the number one, it's like 45% of, let me just tell you the study. They looked at centenarians in the blue zones. These are people that are over 100 or 100 years old or over. And they studied, they wanted to find what was unique about the centenarians. They went in with some assumptions that none of them smoked, or none of them drank, or none of them ate meat, or, that they had a pristine diet. No. Every single one of them had a vice. Every single one of them had, some of them smoked, but they still were centenarians. The one thing they had in common is that they felt like they belonged. They felt that they belonged. And they also looked at, toxins and pollution and addiction, like alcoholism, obesity. The number one cause wasn't that, although that's increases your mortality. It was feeling valued and feeling like you belong. That was what killed most people before pollution, before smoking, before dieting. So we are connected. And the sooner we realize that we're not an island on our own, that we are truly a nation come together, a tribe, that will change. I see you nodding your head, Kelli. You want to add to that.
I love it. I love it. Well, and I think the biggest lie I think that has been told to each of us is that we are alone. And that is such a lie. And so what I love is the tribe. Like you come a part of the tribe, and for many girls, they're just their own personal customers, but they're like, I love being a part of the community. And they're never going to go build a huge business. That's not what they want. They just love the tribe. So whatever level you're at, if you want to go build a residual income, and you make 30% off everything you sell every single time, if you want to go do a few $100s to a residual income of millions, or you just want to be your own personal customer because you want to be a part of the tribe, we invite you. We invite you. We love growing the tribe. We love growing the sisterhood. We love growing the family. And that really does give people juice. And what's so neat is we have people coming in, and at first, things are going wrong in their life, and things like kind of like me. And then all of a sudden now, women that couldn't have babies are now having babies and all this stuff. And is it because we got the chemicals out, or is it because the sense of belonging, that soul need has been met? I don't know. But when you start meeting soul needs, it's like life just changes. So we love you guys. And I love that you said that, because it's so true. And I think the enemy has told us for so long that we're alone. We are alone.
That's a lie. It is a lie. And when you do feel alone, that's a sign that you have disconnected to yourself.
Yes.
So you've lost your identity, you've lost yourself, you've lost that connection to our creator. And that's so important to reclaim. And so I'm looking at some of the comments. Missy, thank you so much. I don't know if this is the first time you've joined us, but welcome. Deidre has, I love having Deidre on, and she's sending lots of kisses. And it's wonderful to have Victoria. Thank you so much, Victoria, for joining us today. I hope that everybody decides, if you haven't used Keep Me Safe. Ashley's even watching. So grateful for Ashley. Patty, hey Patty, you would love this stuff. I think you did. I don't know if she did try it or not. Missy, thank you so much. And Deidre, let me see if the comments. Missy says she's an extrovert. That's great. It's important to be an extrovert, but also that it doesn't hold us back if we're introverted to do this. And so Victoria, thank you so much. And then let's say Deidre, our tribe is amazing, absolutely. And so Missy's saying, join us in the tribe. So yeah, this is something very special that I wanted to, as I thought of Keep Me Safe Organics, and I've gotten more involved with you two ladies, beautiful ladies. I've seen how you're the mommy and the mommy. And you are protecting, and just like our fathers and mothers protected us, you are protecting this brand like your babies. And I want to thank you personally. I want to thank you for staying true to the brand, because there are a lot of companies out there that can do it cheaper, but still charge a lot of money. And you guys are, compromising your profit so that you can make sure that the product is good. So is there anything you'd like to add, Rebecca, before we go?
No, I just always have so much fun with all of you guys, and our tribe truly is amazing. We really do have a great opportunity out there for anybody who is looking for something. And I always love being on with you, Lillian, and with all of your people, and sharing and loving, and getting to be on with Kelli today. A rare treat. I love it, love it, love it.
I love you guys. And Lillian, thank you so much. What an honor you are doing, and what a service to the planet and to the world. And I'm just grateful for you, because it does take someone that really cares to do what you're doing. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for raising the level of consciousness on the planet, because you're ultimately doing that. And, when that gets raised, people do know that they're not alone. People do know that they're connected. And so thank you. And Rebecca, as always, I love getting to do life and business with you, girlfriend.
Oh, likewise.
I love you, girl. So
it's great to see the two of you together. And of course, Kelli, anytime you want to join us, you're welcome to join us. And it's always exciting. Keep Me Safe Organics is no longer a product that I use. It's a part of my family. It's a part of my life. And it's amazing how much time, compared to how much time I used to put on my makeup, and I can just whip that little thing up. And I've never used mineral makeup, because in the past I have, like uneven skin, and you think you have to have like all this coverage, but with the mineral, I never had used mineral until I started working with Keep Me Safe Organics, and the spray, the toner, and you mix it, and you can make it as thin as you want or as thick as you want, and you can glam it up. And we've done, so I want to encourage you to go to whenyouneedafriend.com or our YouTube channel, share it, like us, let people know that there's alternative ways. And one of the ways to heal is to remove the toxicity from your body. Right now I'm working on removing some incredible toxicity in my body. I've shared last week, and I've shared with Rebecca privately, and Kelli, this is probably the first time you're hearing about it. But breast implant illness is out there. It's real. FDA's finally decided. So as natural and healthy as I want to be, there's still things that we're doing without knowing that is hurting us. So let's learn, let's become our own advocate, not just for Keep Me Safe Organics, but our own advocate, our own MD medical detective, and choose to live the life you're in. Ownership is the only way that we will say the buck stops here. The victim role stops here. And if you need to go to whenyouneedafriend.com to the responsibility page, that is the best way to go from victim to ownership, and look at what's happened with Kelli and Rebecca as you work together, looking at what do we have in common? How can we build on each other's differences? And that's what I love about Keep Me Safe Organics. And when you put on their products, that love permeates within us. So thank you, ladies, for everything that you guys do. I absolutely love you. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you, Victoria and Missy and Deidre and all the other people that were there. I'm trying to think if I missed anybody, and all those who didn't show themselves to us. I'm glad that you watch today and always. Please like us, follow us, share, and help us grow the classroom. We'll see you soon. And let me see if I can get this. We'll say bye-bye, ladies.
Bye. Love y'all guys.
Bye. Love you guys.